soul in a wonderland without angels. That is how I feel.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing another full face of first impressions, except for this time it is actually a full face. Everything that I'm using is makeup that I have never tried before. Some of the products are brand new to these brands. Some of them are actually really old products that I've just never tried before, and I'm really wanting to try them. Also, ignore this hair that keeps popping up. Literally every time I wear my hair in a bun, these hairs do not stay down. They always pop up. So I'm very excited to try all these products out today. Let's go ahead and get into it. First, starting with the face, just like I did my last first impressions video, because I'm really excited to try out these face products. Today I'm starting with the Stila One Step Illuminate Skin Tone Illuminating Primer. It is such a long name, but I tested this out on the back of my hand and it looks so pretty. And you guys know I'm all about those illuminating primers. So I'm just gonna go ahead and rub that into my skin. Feels very hydrating. It's kind of just like seeping right into my skin. It's not one of those primers that just sits on top of your skin and is kind of like a blurring primer. You can tell that this is really for moisturizing. My skin is pretty glowy. It's not like super illuminated, but it does look really pretty. Next is foundation, and this shade is a little bit too light for me, but I don't care because I just really want to try this out. It's such a cool concept. So this is also by Stila. This is their Stay All Day Foundation and Concealer. So this part is the foundation, and it's kind of like a little thing that you push and the foundation comes out of the center. And then on top is a little lid, and this is where the concealer is. It's just like a little cream concealer. I thought that was a really cool idea. Sometimes cream concealers don't really work out with me. I don't necessarily like them. I like to stick with liquid concealers, so we're gonna see how this one goes. First, we're gonna start off with the foundation. So I already have a little bit in the lid, and I'm just gonna go ahead and dab my finger in it, and we're just gonna dot it all over the face. And today I'm also using the Beauty Blender by e.l.f. Beauty Sponge, whatever. I've never tried a sponge with this shade before. Okay, so the foundation is a little bit too light for me, I will admit. But we're just gonna ignore that. We're gonna just talk about how I feel about it right now. So I really like it so far. It's not full coverage at all, but I don't really like full coverage foundations anyways. It looks really pretty on my skin. It has like the perfect amount of dewiness, but it's also a little bit matte at the same time. It feels very comfortable and very lightweight on my face, and I just really liked how it applied. It was very easy to apply. This Beauty Blender, it's good. I don't know how I feel about it because it is pretty dense compared to a normal Beauty Blender, but it applied my foundation really pretty, and I like that it has a pointed tip so that I can use it for concealer too. So far I'm really liking the foundation. And the sponge is alright too. So next I'm going to take this concealer, which looks like the same shade as the foundation. So I'm going to go ahead and just place that right underneath my eyes. And also a little bit on my lids. Some on my chin, and a little bit on my nose. And then I'm going to blend that out with the pointed part of this sponge. Okay, so the concealer is pretty much the same shade as the foundation, but I kind of like that because you can use that concealer to spot conceal. So if you are wanting a lighter concealer underneath your eyes, you can use a lighter concealer. But I like that it comes with a little pot of concealer, so you know that you're spot correcting with the right shade of concealer. I think that's really nice. It's a really good idea. And the concealer honestly looks totally fine underneath my eyes. It is creasing really fast because it is a cream concealer, so I'm gonna have to set it really well with powder. But other than that, it looks pretty good to me. Okay, and for powder today, I'm using the Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder. It doesn't say that it's translucent, so that kind of makes me a little bit worried. At least I don't think it says translucent on here. So I'm a little bit scared to apply this directly underneath my eyes, but I just took a little bit out on the lid, and I'm going to blend out those creases. Go ahead and dip this sponge into that powder and then place it directly under my eyes. Okay, so it didn't make my under eyes darker, thank God. I don't know what I would have done. I would have to start over if it did. It is a really, really fine and loose powder. Sometimes I don't really like those powders because they fly into the air, but this one isn't going everywhere like most fine powders do, which I appreciate. And now that I have everything set that creases on me, I'm going to take the rest of that powder in this lid in a big fluffy brush. I'm going to set the rest of my face. Okay, so far everything's looking really good. I'm liking everything. The powder does have a little bit of a yellow undertone, I noticed, so it's not completely translucent. I don't really mind because I do have a yellow undertone in my skin, so I tend to go towards like yellow foundations and yellow concealers. But for those of you who don't like yellow tone things, I don't know how you'll feel about that powder because there was a slight yellow shade in there. Next for bronzing, which I'm gonna have to bronze my face up real well because the foundation was just a little too light for me. Today I'm using the Jouer Bronzer in Suntan. It's just a really nice matte bronzer. It looks like the perfect shade for me. The bronzer shade that I normally go for, so I'm really hoping that it works out. I don't know how I feel about the packaging, like the long and skinny style rather than like round. I'm also gonna use this same fluffy brush to bronze most of my face, and then I'll probably take a smaller brush after that and focus on like the contours of my face. Then I'm going to take a smaller brush and really focus on like the hollows of my cheeks and like the temples and stuff. Okay, so I really like that color of the bronzer. It looks like your typical bronzer, is really easy to apply. I'm liking it. Next for blush, I'm taking a stipple brush as usual, and then I'm taking the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in Exposed. This seems to be everyone's favorite blush. It looks a little bit light, so let's see if it shows up. Alright, that's a nice color. The Tarte Amazonian Clay blushes are some of my favorites, so I'm like not surprised that I like this at all, but it's nice. It's light and not tricky to put on. Most blushes you have to like really tap off the excess, but that one you can like really build up. It goes on very evenly. I really like it. Okay, and next for highlight, I'm really excited to try this because I received it a while ago, but I just kind of forgot about it. So it's the Becca Light Chaser highlighter in Pearl Flashes Gold. It's a weird name, but it's like a white highlighter, but it's got gold reflex in it, and it looks very, very pretty. So I'm just gonna take that on the Wet n Wild Unicorn brush as always. Not what I was expecting, especially from Becca. I mean, it's pretty, but I was expecting like an intense highlight because it's called the Light Chaser highlight. Like, it's really pretty, but I was expecting a really like blinding highlight.
It's a picture in my head, in my head. And I know
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit disappointed with that. It's just a little dull. I mean, it's really pretty. It has that really pretty gold undertone to it, but it's just not, it's kind of dull. Like, it's not very powerful. Maybe that's what they were going for. Okay, next is eyebrows, and this is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Waterproof Brow Mousse. And this is in the color Ash Blonde. And I'm also using the angled brush with the little spoolie on the end that it came with. The name blonde always kind of scares me because when something is called blonde, it's always really, really yellow or really, really like orange. But this one looks like a nice true taupe, so I'm really excited to try this. The brows are done, and I really, really like how they turned out. It just took me longer than my brows normally take me because I haven't used pomade in probably like a year. I've just been using pencils lately, so it took me a little bit of time to get used to it, but I really like it. I think it's a nice ashy color. I mean, I think my brows are ashy because apparently I can't tell when my brows are ashy and when they're not. But anyways, I like how they look. Moving on to the eyes. Today, you guys are gonna hate me for saying this, that I've never used this before, but this is the Tartlette In Bloom palette. Yes, I know, I've never used this palette before. I don't know why, I just never got the urge to, or I've just never wanted to go out and buy it. I'm not sure. But anyways, starting out, I'm using the shade Charmer all over my lid just to set everything.
like a broken soul in a wonderland without a
And then going in the crease with the color Smarty Pants. I'm just going to blend that in my crease.
The mirror shows me a stranger. Yeah. And I know they're just fragments of a world where your absence all I get to see.
And then going in with the color Rebel, I'm going to put that tighter in my crease.
To the planet where you and I are still meant to be. 'Cause I'm incomplete when you ain't by my side, when you don't wake up next.
And then taking the color Leader, I'm gonna focus that on my outer V.
I need you here tonight to cover up these empty
And then I'm gonna take the shade Smarty Pants and blend that out on my lower lash line.
yeah, I'm incomplete.
And then taking the color Leader again and focusing that right on the outer corner. And lastly for eyeshadow, I'm taking the shade Funny Girl on my finger and I'm just gonna put that right on my lid. Okay, I did really enjoy that eyeshadow palette. I kind of knew what it was going to be like because I have tried Tarte eyeshadows before, and so I kind of knew what to expect. But I'm a little bit sad that I didn't try it sooner because I really liked the shades in there, and I like all the different matte shades that are included in it because most palettes don't have enough matte shades, but that palette has everything that you need in order to make a look good. Okay, so now I'm going to curl my eyelashes and then we're going to get started on mascara. I mean eyeliner.
But it won't be long before
Now for eyeliner, today I'm using the Lottie London Wing Woman Felt Tip Eyeliner. What is the shade? I don't know, but it's the black one.
to see you. Take me back to the planet where you and I are still meant to be. 'Cause I'm incomplete when you ain't by my side, when you don't wake up next to me. Yeah, I'm incomplete. I need you here tonight to cover up these empty sheets. 'Cause I'm incomplete.
Okay, so as I've said before, felt tip liners aren't really my favorite types of eyeliners. I like the brush tips a lot more just because I have kind of wrinkly eyelids, and so felt tip liners drag on my eyelid and they kind of create like an uneven line sometimes. This eyeliner was pretty easy to use. I did have to go back in with concealer and kind of clean some stuff up, but I like how pigmented it is and it did go on pretty easily, so I enjoyed it. It's just I personally am not a huge fan of felt tip. So for mascara today I'm using the Scuba water resistant black mascara. This is by TheBalm. Okay, I like that mascara. I like how the wand was a little bit longer and the bristles are a little bit more spread out, because sometimes when wands have really close bristles, the mascara doesn't go on as easily, and that kind of, I feel like, is what creates clumps in mascara. But I really liked the wand on it. Okay, so now I'm going to pop on the Iconic London lashes. And these are in the style... Okay, it doesn't say what style these are, but they look like this. And I'll go ahead and search on their website and see what the actual style name is called. And I will put it down in the description. But I'm gonna go ahead and pop these on off camera because you guys have seen me put on lashes many times and I don't feel like filming it. Okay, so I really like these lashes. They went on so incredibly easy. It was like mind-blowing kind of. The band is very flexible and like just really easy to work with, and the lashes themselves are really pretty. Like, I love how they get really long at the end, but they're also like thick and different lengths. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know, I just really like them. And then I'm going to spray my face with the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 Replenishing Primer and Setting Spray. Dang it, could have used this as a primer. Okay, that is a powerful mist. I love that smell. It smells just like the Too Faced Hangover Primer, and it's one of my favorites, and I love that smell. So since it is the Too Faced Hangover spray, I feel like I'm probably gonna really like it. You can't really tell unless you wear it all day, but it looks like it dried really fast and it didn't make me too dewy. Okay, and last for lips, today I'm using the Pixie by Petra. This is like their duo. One side is a tint and one side is a gloss. Okay, so this is the berry tint and this is the sweet gloss color. I went for the more mauve-y colors out of all of them. So this is what it looks like when you pull it out. First, going on with the tint. I haven't used a tint in so long. I'm kind of scared. Okay, that's actually very pretty. It's kind of tingly. It smells like mint, but it kind of feels like it's plumping a little bit. Okay, so now that that's on, I'm gonna put on the gloss. Okay, I really like that. The gloss is nice and thin. It's not too thick or goopy and like making my lips stick together. Okay, so that is pretty much it for this video. I had a lot of fun making it. I really love trying out new makeup and seeing whether I like it or I hate it. Everything was pretty good except for the eyeliner was a little bit iffy for me, and the Becca highlight I was pretty disappointed in. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be this amazing highlight because it's called the Light Catcher highlight and it was gonna be gold and just really pretty, but it just kind of went flat for me. But everything else I really like. I really liked the foundation a lot, so I think I'm gonna go out and buy a foundation that matches my fake tan so I don't have to worry about really bronzing up my face. I thought it went on beautifully and it was nice and thin, but also really glowy. It just made my skin look super healthy. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial slash first impressions. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye guys.